I would like to address the importance of good governance in medicine. Okay, as we all know, medicine is a very important commodity.
It's a very important commodity.
And the pharmaceutical industry is a very lucrative industry. Okay, and can you imagine even if you have fever or cold, you will try to find the best way and the best medicines to cure your uncomfortable feeling,
Your discomfort.
Discomfort. So that you can have a good quality of life. And how about patients with chronic illnesses? That's why patients, they are
willing to pay anything.
Yeah, they are willing to pay anything to cure their illnesses.
Yes.
So I would like to bring your attention about medicines. How sure are you that the medicines that you received is of good quality, safe and efficient for you? Efficacious for you. So whose responsibility is that to ensure that the medicines are of good quality, safe and efficacious? It is our responsibilities, because medicines, from the manufacturer, from the raw material to go to the end user, it will undergo a lot of processes. Okay, you must undergo clinical.
They must undergo
Clinical tests, and then being evaluated for registrations, manufacturing
practices.
Yeah.
Manufacturing practices.
Distributions.
Distribution.
So, that's the supply chain. The whole supply chain of the medicines that involve multiple stakeholders, which is us. Okay, from the industry stakeholders, health providers, and also the traders and the regulatory body. So for good governance in medicines, we would like to emphasize on which area that vulnerable for corruption. Okay, for example, first in the medicines registrations, where the regulators and the drug company, they must perform in an ethical manner, so that the medicines that registered is the right one. Okay, if there is corruption, can you imagine? Let's say the drug is not doesn't have like a good performance or efficacy, but they registered that kind of products.
Yes.
And it received.
And as a result of that,
consumers actually received unsafe medicines, adulterated or contaminated products, and it is very harmful to the consumers.
yes.
Okay. Second thing.
For example, an example of this.
Okay.
No, example of this yang the corruption. So was there an example of corruption during registration in the past?
In the past, can I create
as a case study?
Can I create a new one? Because I'm not
supposed to talk about it. Yeah, okay.
Registration in Malaysia is good. There's no corruption.
Then you say then you give example of cases in other countries. You can say, fortunately, in Malaysia, until today, we have not had a case of corruption
in medicines registrations, because we have a very good drug regulations framework in this country.
However, mana India ke mana ke? In Kenya,
drugs, oral contraceptive drugs, it's actually done doesn't have the active pharmaceutical ingredient.
Cakap in Kenya in 2001
Okay. In Kenya, in 2001,
there was a case
there was a case
where
the
oral contraceptive
contraceptive pills is actually doesn't contain the active pharmaceutical ingredients, and it's been registered. Okay.
as a result of a corrupt official
Yeah.
As a result
of the corrupt officer.
officer. Yeah.
Okay,
So we need to be vigilant. Therefore, we need to be vigilant so that
so that
we don't have cases like this occurring
cases like this occurring
in Malaysia.
in Malaysia to safeguard our public. Okay, second point.
My second point,
And the second point, in the clinical ethic in clinical tests for drugs. So we have lab tests, we have the clinical tests, where actually if you are not ethical or you don't have good governance in medicines, you can actually manipulate the data.
manipulate.
Manipulate the data. You will give wrong data, whereby your drugs is actually not working, but you claim that it works. You manipulate the data because your focus is on the profit. It's not the public.
Not the public.
Not the patients or the public. So we have to bear in mind, in this industry, the most important thing that we need to practice is ethical practice in whichever stage that you are. Okay?
Once again,
Once again,
there's no such case to highlight in Malaysia.
okay, there's no such case to highlight in Malaysia.
However,
it can.
I'm going to give a real case.
Ada case.
Tak tahu lah. There must be in the hundreds of years of history. Yeah, there must be a case.
Okay, somewhere in the far away land.
Just say lah in the US.
Okay, in US. Okay, in US. Where the silakan cik. Okay, tak kan. There's one case on
I think there was also one case on apa tu drug for morning sickness. Thalidomide. It passed clinical test. Yeah.
Abnormal
Congenital.
Okay, never mind. That kind of drugs actually pass the clinical test, but after it's been in the market, somehow
It is discovered to be harmful.
Yeah, it is covered to be harmful and give a lot of side effects and serious side effects to the patients or to the kids.
This was because the clinical test
was not transparent and accountable. Okay, the third point. Okay, in the governance of medicine, it is also very important for all of us to pay attention.
Louder.
To pay attention on the medicine's advertisement. Whatever the drugs should be, so you should comply with the regulations and act on the medicine's advertisements, so that you don't give wrong informations or wrong description about the medicines. We must give
The advertiser. Not we. We are the committee. We must ensure that the advertiser. We must ensure
that the advertiser give the right informations on their products
and not give fantastic claims
and not give the fantastic and magical claims
that cannot be verified.
verified. So, therefore,
Example? A real one which KKM has prosecuted.
Okay, example, we have a lot of cases
No.
of medicines and
Take one. For example,
for example,
a recent case. No, that one you have not prosecuted. A real one which you have prosecuted. Fantastic claim.
But actually, we have charged on Pamaka.
Yeah.
Iklan lah, but not the product.
Okay, for example,
For example,
Pamoga.
Pamaka, the famous celebrity.
Uh-huh.
The products that claims that give a claim that that give wrong claims on the products where
Such as
they say that the products can cure AIDS, cancers. So like patients who's desperate to get cured, when they receive such misleading informations, they tend to take the products and leave whatever treatment that they are supposed to go or undergo. So this kind of advertisement, we have actually take charge on that.
we have taken action
We have taken action
to prosecute.
prosecute this company or distributor.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So therefore, I urge all of us here to take this
To take action
and
on these three things, on these three items,
on these three matters, and practice the best practice, and we must emphasize the
and we must emphasize.
the good governance in medicine among our members of associations by self-regulate using our code of conduct. Okay. That's all.
Please remember, ladies and gentlemen,
So ladies and gentlemen,
please remember that we are here to protect the interests of our
ladies and
patients
gentlemen,
and consumers.
we must remember that we are here to protect and safeguard our publics, consumers and patients.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.